What's up guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a 525 Hellcat fuel pump install on my 1997 Eagle Talon TSI. We are having fuel pressure issues, so we're kind of trying to chase that and we're hoping this is going to fix the issue. So stay tuned and follow along. So I got the fuel pump out guys, so here's the Aeromotive 340 fuel pump. We're going to be replacing this guy. So there's lots of videos online how to take them out, so I figured I wouldn't even bother, but I really don't like how that's sitting. You can see the O-ring in there is just not sitting properly at all, so that needs to get addressed. And I'm hoping that part of the reason we're not getting enough fuel pressure also is because of this guy, this O-ring up here in the sending unit. It looks like it's sealing ish, maybe not really, no. Actually it looks a little crooked and stuff too. So we also have a very dirty pickup sock. I did have to reuse this because I can't remember what the issue was with the one that came with the pump. I think it was just massive or something, so I reused the old one, and so I'm glad we're going to be getting rid of that. And again, we're going to fix this. We're also going to be doing the fuel siphon mod, which is to be drilling this guy out as well. You drill out this hole, make it a lot larger, so we're going to do that too. But yeah, we'll get started here. Okay guys, so I drilled out the hole. So I used a 3/16 drill bit, I believe. I didn't have a ton of options for drill bits, so I probably would have gotten it a little bit bigger, but that's okay. All you're doing is just making this hole at the bottom, so it kind of like gets a lot smaller, and next down right here, and you can see kind of at the bottom there, that hole was a lot smaller, so we opened that up a lot, and this will just help siphon fuel out of the driver's side tank, sorry. So we'll see if we can notice any of that, but this is also going to help with the return line to the tank. So yeah. Another thing I wanted to mention guys is I bought this seal from Toyota, and all it does is just seal a little better than just like an O-ring, because it goes around it and it seals at the top too. So this fits really nicely in the hanger, so we're going to use this guy. There's the part number there. So make sure if you're gonna do this, grab one of these guys, especially since we're chopping off the nipple on this guy. I did cut it down a little bit. I don't know if that's gonna be enough, so we're gonna try it out and see if that's enough. I might have to go down and cut this whole piece off, but we'll see. So here's what I mean. So it's gonna seal nicely in the hanger right there, and it's also seals right on the top too. So I think that's kind of going to eliminate the potential seal, like O-ring leak that some people have with these. Here's what it looks like assembled. So I had to remove just a rubber piece that kind of went on the top cushion there. Like right here, you remove this rubber just because it's like a spacer to hold and secure the pump, but we don't have enough room with this new pump, so you remove that, and then you can get this screw in and this bracket on there to hold it in, and we're sealed up really nicely in there. Okay guys, first start up, we're running right now, and I'm not seeing any leakage, which is good. I don't smell anything, so it looks like we're good here. This pump is so quiet for how big it is. It's absolutely unreal. Like, I have it right opened up here and I can barely hear it. Like, that's crazy. So we'll yeah, go for a little burn here and see what she does. But fuel pressure, I believe, is the same. Yeah, so we're at like 39, which is kind of where we were sitting before, so that's looking good. We'll take it for a run and see what we can do here in and if that fixed our issue. I really hope so, because I'm tired of dealing with this fuel issue. The only thing I noticed was back here, it's gonna be hard to see now, but right there on the right, that feed line, it looks like it's a little caked, just a little bit. I don't know if you can see it on camera. Where is it? Yeah, right there. Focus. Come on, phone. Yeah, it just kind of looks like the feed line's just like caked like a little bit, but not really. So I don't know. I'm gonna see. We're gonna go for a drive. I'm gonna log it and see if that little kink does anything to. If it's still doing it, I'm really. There's only one other thing I can test, which I haven't yet, and I should have done it a while ago, but I know I needed to upgrade this anyways. Is gonna be just the rise, the one-to-one rise on the fuel pressure regulator. But otherwise, we've got a new pump. We've eliminated the banjo bolt restriction. We've got a new fuel filter. I know this is sealing now. The O-ring on the fuel pump is sealing now. We did the fuel siphon mod. So the only thing it could really be would be just the regulator, and it's a brand new regulator. But I mean, maybe it's my vacuum source. I do have it teed into my my boost gauge, but a lot of people do that. So I'll show you what I mean by that. I've got my boost source for my fuel pressure regulator teed into my boost gauge. So I mean, I could just disconnect the boost gauge and just run the line to the intake manifold and see if that fixes it, but I've kind of ran out of ports on my intake manifold because I don't have a nipple on my turbo. I could drill a nipple on my turbo and use that for my wastegate, but I am using the secondary nipple on the manifold for my boost control for my wastegate. So yeah, we'll go for a drive, guys, and I'll let you know what the log looks like. Well, we have a small issue with our fuel pump rewire. This wire right here coming right out of the pump. This is like your feed line, power wire, I guess you could say. It's actually getting really hot and like starting to melt. So we weren't even able to drive the car. I noticed it pretty much right away, I guess, after just from idling it for a while. So we're gonna upgrade to 10 gauge, maybe some 8 gauge wire for some of these, and see if that fixes that problem. And then I figured, you know, I'm doing this. I know that we have that kinked feed line, so I think I'm just gonna pull this whole pump assembly out and do some bulkhead fittings and just run those -8 lines, that -8 feed line and the -6 return line, like right now. Just do it while I'm here. Yeah, get it all over with, just make this all said and done. So we're gonna do another rewire, make it a little better, take the pump out, get the hanger out, and yeah, kind of just redo this whole pump assembly here. So that's kind of next on our list. Probably try and tackle that sometime this weekend, and I'll give you guys a little rundown while I do it. All right, I think I'm finished up my rewire. We have a new what is this, 10 gauge ground bolted to the seat there, the seat bolt, and then we have the feed from the pump, so the 12 volt from the pump, also to 10 gauge, and then we have the battery from the battery, the 12 volt from the battery, also 10 gauge, and then to the car, the ground to the car also in 10 gauge. The only thing I didn't put 10 gauge was just the 12 volt feed from the car. So I don't know, we'll see if I do end up having to upgrade this, but for now we're just gonna see if this works. So I'll let you guys know. I'll show you how I have it for the battery back here. So right off the battery, give you a little better look at my what's inside my battery box. I have these really cool new concepts battery terminals, and they're pretty nice. And then So I've got a 30 amp fuse in here. So this is a 10 gauge inline fuse holder. The old one I had in here, I think was, I don't know, it's definitely smaller. But it did have a 30 amp fuse in there. So, I don't know, the car's running. We got it started, to no surprise really. We're just kind of seeing if this guy was the one that was getting all melty. Was the power wire from the pump. And so far nothing's hot, so we'll let it run for a bit more and see if see if this guy gets too hot. All right, so we're all finished up. I taped it all up because we're not getting any overheating anymore. It's not melting the wires, so I think we're done. So the rewire's done. We still got to fix that kink on our feed line, but like I said, I'm just going to run all new lines, take the pump back out, do a bulkhead fitting on the sending unit for both the feed and the return, and just run new lines. So we're gonna wait, do that like another day, and just kind of see if this new pump fixes the problem, or if that kink in that feed line is going to be enough to cause us our issue. So yeah, we're gonna go for a little burn here, and I'll take you guys along and let you know what I find. Looks like that fuel pump did the trick, honestly. So if you can see here, we're at 6,300 RPM, 68 PSI fuel pressure, and we're at 10.5 air fuel ratio. So we're a lot richer. We're too rich now, so we're not leaning out anymore. We're actually too rich by quite a large margin, and our boost is at almost 25 PSI, so this number's looking pretty good. Looks like that fuel pump the fuel pump was the problem, whether it didn't have the proper fuel pressure or it was my rewire, because I did have to fix a few things on there. I don't think I did it properly the first time, honestly, but regardless, that seems to be good news. So I'm going to send this file over to Kevin and see if we can get a new file and get this thing driving again. Well, besides the weather, the tuning's going really well so far. We're up to, I think, 28 PSI, which is where I'm going to leave it at on pump gas, but we are getting a little bit of spark blowout. So we are going to be gapping our plugs and setting them to 0.018 gap. These are BR7ESs, so these should be good for what I'm after, but we need to tighten up this gap a little bit, because right now I think see if I can show you guys here what the gap is. I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see this on camera, but I'm gonna try. And so we have a feeler gauge here. We're gonna go with, I don't know if you can see the one in the middle there, it's 0.028, and I believe that one actually fits right in there. Yeah, so you guys can't see it very well, but yeah, see, so it grabbed it. That's what the gap is right now, and we're going to be setting it to 0.018. So I'll do that and then see if that fixes our spark issue, our blowout issue. If not, we're probably going to try and change out maybe the cables, or the wires, sorry. I don't know how old or how many miles these wires have on them, but that'd be the next step. But I think this is going to solve our issue. Well, there's 28 PSI for you guys. Not too shabby. Just set the revision, or the log, over to Kevin, so we'll see. I think we're still a little bit rich on the top end, so we'll see if we get that cleaned up, but it feels pretty good. So yeah, I'll do a little bit more driving, a little bit more data logging, but overall I think we're getting pretty close, and maybe we'll switch to 85 here soon if we can get this pump gas all tuned up. I got a decent pull on this log here, so I'm gonna show you a little bit in the log. So again, we're just gonna look at the bottom here, check out our fuel pressure, and again, it's not great. Like, it does drop a little bit. It's not super steady, but it's definitely, it's up there. So we're hitting 70 psi, 72 psi, so that's looking okay. Excuse me. But we've got about 28 psi a boost, and our airflow is kind of hovering or almost 50 pounds a minute, so that's looking pretty good too. And we are still a little rich up top, so 6,700 RPM, it's like 10.8. Let's go back here a little. 63, so we're kind of hovering around 11. I'm not sure where he wants it, but 10.5 definitely a little rich, 10.2 a little rich, and then now we're out of the, I guess we're out of the pull here. So 10.5, 10.6, 10.5, a little bit rich up top. I think we'll probably lean that out. It's my guess. I'm thinking we kind of want to hover right around here is probably what we're looking at. So we'll see if he sends us a revision for that. But yeah, the pull looks pretty good. It says we're kind of hovering 370 horsepower. You can see it right there. It was fairly accurate on the last setup. I don't know how accurate it is on this one, but I don't know, it seems a little low, but I don't know how, again, I don't know if it's accurate or not, but yeah, it feels good at least. So that's really good. It's not doing anything weird. We don't have any hiccups, but we'll see if we can clean it up a little bit. We're back after doing some pulls, and here is one of the logs we had. And as you can see, we're getting quite a bit of knock. Down below here, you can see that's this bottom line. So all throughout, a little bit of knock. That's a third gear pull. And then after that, I did a second and third gear pull, and in second gear we got just a little bit, that's nothing. But if you come over to third gear on that, we've got 4.9 degrees, which is way too much. So I sent him the log. We kind of figured just 28 psi for pump gas is just too much, so we believe that's what's causing this. So we turned the boost down. We went back to like 26 psi, 27-ish, and it still had some knock. So I sent him the log again, and he came back with this revision. And this is, I mean, again, we've got a little bit of knock here again, but 0.4. We're not worried about that at all. And as you can see, our boost is kind of sitting around 26 psi. And then we'll get into third here. Yeah, 26, 27 psi. And again, just very, very small accounts of knock, which I don't believe we're too worried about that. So basically, our AFRs are looking good, everything's driving good, drivability is nice. So we're gonna switch over to E85 eventually here, but I need to fix that line first. So we gotta fix that feed line, just run all new lines to the front from the tank, and switch to 85. But yeah, I'll try and get some driving, some pulls for you guys on video, just so you can see what it sounds like and how it pulls. But yeah, we're finally done the tuning stage. Been a long time coming.